She was Hollywood's reigning queen with everything to lose. Norma Shearer's bold move to shed her good girl image was more than just a career gamble. It was a controversy that rocked the industry. From provocative photo shoots to daring film roles, Shearer redefined what it meant to be a female star in a male-dominated world. Early struggles and ambition. Norma Shearer was born on August 10, 1902 in Montreal, Canada, to Andrew Shearer and Edith Fisher Shearer. Andrew Shearer was a successful businessman who ran a construction company, and the family lived comfortably. However, in 1918, Andrew's business failed due to the post-World War I recession, plunging the family into financial hardship. This economic downturn prompted Edith Shearer to take decisive action. Believing in her daughter's potential, she decided to move to New York City with Norma and her older sister Untold in search of better opportunities. Edith, a strong and determined woman, was convinced that her daughters could succeed in the burgeoning film industry. Upon arrival in New York, the family moved into a small, dingy apartment in a tenement building with minimal amenities. They faced harsh living conditions, which included limited heating and inadequate facilities. Despite these challenges, Norma's determination to pursue a career in acting remained unwavering. Reflecting on this challenging period, she once said, "I had my hair in little curls, and I felt very ambitious and proud." Norma's first few years in New York were fraught with rejections. She auditioned for many roles but was often turned down due to her appearance. Florenz Ziegfeld, a prominent Broadway producer, reportedly called her a dog because of her crossed eyes and perceived lack of physical appeal. This harsh criticism did not deter her. Instead, it fueled her resolve. Norma sought medical advice and began doing eye exercises to correct her strabismus, a condition that caused her eyes to look in different directions. She also invested in cosmetic dental work to enhance her appearance. Her persistence began to pay off when she landed small roles in various silent films. One of her early notable roles was in the 1920 film The Stealers, where she played a minor part. She continued to take any work she could find, from modeling for illustrations to appearing in bit parts. Her breakthrough came when she signed a contract with Universal Pictures in 1921, earning $125 a week. However, this was just the beginning of her journey. In 1923, Shearer moved to Hollywood, driven by the ambition to further her career. She initially struggled to find significant roles and faced fierce competition from other aspiring actresses. Her fortunes changed when she joined Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, MGM, in 1924. There, she met Irving Thalberg, a young and influential studio executive known as the Boy Wonder. He saw potential in her and began promoting her within the studio, casting her in more prominent roles. Their relationship quickly evolved both professionally and personally. Thalberg, known for his keen eye for talent and ability to produce high-quality films, recognized Shearer's determination and work ethic. They married in 1927 after she converted to Judaism to honor his faith. Their marriage marked a significant turning point in her career. He used his influence to secure prominent roles for her, believing in her star potential. This partnership laid the foundation for her rise to stardom, with Shearer later saying, "Irving made me what I am today." During this period, she starred in several successful films, such as He Who Gets Slapped, 1924, alongside Lon Chaney, and Lady of the Night, 1925, where she played a dual role. These films helped establish her as a versatile and capable actress. By the late 1920s, Shearer had become one of MGM's leading ladies, known for her beauty, talent, and professionalism. Her rise to fame was a testament to her resilience and determination to overcome the numerous obstacles she faced in her early career. The power of reinvention. Determined to break free from her typecast good girl image, Shearer made bold moves to reinvent herself in the late 1920s. This transformation began with a daring photo shoot where she hired a photographer to capture her in a series of sensual and sophisticated poses. These provocative images showcased a side of her that had not been seen before, revealing her potential to take on more mature roles. These photos were strategically shown to Irving Thalberg, her husband, and a powerful executive at MGM. Thalberg initially had reservations about casting his wife in more mature roles. However, the photo shoot convinced him that she could embody the bold and complex characters needed to compete with the likes of Greta Garbo and Joan Crawford. This marked the beginning of her reinvention from a demure actress to a leading lady who could handle risque and provocative roles. Her big break came with the film The Divorcee in 1930. Norma Shearer fought hard for this role, even against the reservations of Thalberg and other MGM executives. Her efforts paid off spectacularly. In this film, she plays the role of a woman who divorces her unfaithful husband and embraces a liberated lifestyle. The film's success was groundbreaking, and Shearer's performance earned her an Academy Award for Best Actress. This role not only marked her as a versatile actress, but also challenged societal norms about women's roles both on and off the screen. Following that success, Shearer continued to choose roles that showcased her range and depth as an actress. In Strangers May Kiss, 1931, and A Free Soul, 1931, she played characters who defied traditional gender roles and expectations. These films further cemented her status as a trailblazer in Hollywood, pushing the boundaries of what female characters could portray. Her bold choices did not come without criticism. Some industry insiders and peers were skeptical of her abilities and attributed her success solely to her marriage to Thalberg. Despite such criticisms, she remained undeterred and once said, "It is impossible to get anything major accomplished without stepping on some toes. Enemies are inevitable when one is a doer." The industry's transition from silent films to talkies was another challenge she faced head-on. With the advent of sound in movies, many silent film stars struggled to adapt. Shearer, however, took vocal lessons and worked tirelessly to perfect her delivery, ensuring her voice matched her on-screen persona. Her first talkie, The Trial of Mary Dugan, 1929, was a success and demonstrated her ability to adapt and thrive in the new era of filmmaking, the role that changed everything. In 1930, Norma Shearer took on the role that would redefine her career and solidify her status as one of Hollywood's leading actresses. The Divorcee, directed by Robert Z. Leonard, was a bold film for its time, addressing themes of infidelity, divorce, and female empowerment. Her portrayal of Jerry Martin, a woman who divorces her unfaithful husband and explores her independence, was both groundbreaking and controversial. The film was based on the novel Ex-Wife by Ursula Parrott, and its adaptation into a screenplay was handled with sensitivity to its provocative themes. At a time when female characters were often portrayed in traditional, submissive roles, Shearer's Jerry Martin stood out as a symbol of modern womanhood. This role required a depth and complexity that she had not previously been able to showcase, and she seized the opportunity with determination. Securing the role of Jerry Martin was not easy. She had to fight hard to convince MGM executives, including her husband, that she was suitable for such a daring part. The provocative photo shoot she undertook played a crucial role in changing their minds. The images presented a side of Shearer that was both alluring and confident, qualities essential for the character of Jerry Martin. Her performance in The Divorcee was met with critical acclaim. The film's success was reflected in its box office performance and the accolades it received. Most notably, Shearer's portrayal earned her the Academy Award for Best Actress. This win was significant not just for her personally, but also for the representation of women in film. It demonstrated that audiences and critics alike were ready to embrace more complex and liberated female characters. It became a milestone in Shearer's career. It was a clear departure from the innocent and demure roles she had played earlier. The film's success opened doors for her to take on more sophisticated and challenging roles, further establishing her as a versatile actress. In Let Us Be Gay, 1930, Shearer portrayed Kitty Brown, a woman who transforms herself from a dowdy housewife into a glamorous and independent socialite after discovering her husband's infidelity. The film, directed by Robert Z. Leonard, was well received and showcased Shearer's ability to portray a woman's journey toward self-empowerment and liberation. Strangers May Kiss, 1931, directed by George Fitzmaurice, featured Shearer as Lisbeth Corbin, a modern woman who rejects traditional notions of marriage and fidelity. Her character engages in a passionate affair while struggling with societal expectations and personal desires. This role further cemented Shearer's reputation for playing complex, liberated female characters. In A Free Soul, 1931, Shearer played Jan Ash, a woman who defies social norms by engaging in a romantic relationship with a gangster, played by Clark Gable, despite the disapproval of her father, a respected defense attorney portrayed by Lionel Barrymore. It earned her an Academy Award nomination for Best Actress, further establishing her as a leading figure in Hollywood. The film also featured an iconic courtroom scene where Shearer's character defiantly stands up to societal expectations, a moment that became emblematic of her career-long commitment to portraying strong, independent women. Critics and colleagues took note of Shearer's transformation. While some attributed her success to Thalberg's influence, others recognized her talent and determination. Her willingness to take risks and challenge industry norms set her apart from many of her contemporaries. Shearer herself was aware of the significance of this role, once stating, "The public wanted something different. I gave it to them." A star rises amidst controversy. Her rise to stardom was not without its challenges and controversies. Despite the success in The Divorcee and subsequent films, she faced significant scrutiny from both the public and her peers. Her daring roles and personal life choices often put her at the center of industry gossip and criticism. One of the most vocal critics was playwright Lillian Hellman, who once remarked that Shearer had a face unclouded by thought. This statement implied that her success was more due to the influence of her husband than her own talent. Such comments were not uncommon, as many in Hollywood were quick to attribute her achievements to Thalberg's powerful position at MGM. However, her performances spoke for themselves. In the pre-code Hollywood era, films often pushed the boundaries of what was socially acceptable, and she became a prominent figure in this movement. Her roles in films like A Free Soul and Strangers May Kiss showcased women who were independent, assertive, and sexually liberated. These portrayals were both celebrated and criticized, reflecting the societal tensions of the time. The film's bold themes and her fearless performance drew significant attention. The Los Angeles Times noted, "Shearer's portrayal of Jan Ash is both compelling and controversial, pushing the boundaries of female representation on screen." Her personal life also attracted controversy. Her marriage to Thalberg was often scrutinized, with many suggesting that her career benefited unfairly from his position. Despite these accusations, Shearer remained professional and focused on her work. She often emphasized that success in the film industry wasn't simply given. Rather, it required significant effort and dedication, with every role and performance reflecting hard work and determination. The death of Thalberg in 1936 marked a turning point in Shearer's life. During their marriage, he had been both a personal and professional partner, and his loss left a significant void. She took a brief hiatus from acting to mourn and reassess her career. Upon her return, she faced the challenge of proving her worth without his support. Her comeback was marked by the film Marie Antoinette, 1938, directed by W.S. Van Dyke. The film was a major project for MGM, with a budget of $2.9 million, making it one of the studio's most expensive productions at the time. Shearer's portrayal of the ill-fated French queen was widely acclaimed. The film showcased her ability to convey both the innocence and eventual tragedy of Marie Antoinette. It was a critical success, further cementing her status as one of Hollywood's leading actresses. After his death, she had to prove her worth independently. She continued to face scrutiny from industry insiders who doubted her abilities without his backing. Nevertheless, she persevered, driven by her dedication to her craft, challenging Hollywood norms. Norma Shearer continued to defy the traditional roles expected of women in Hollywood. She was determined to portray complex and liberated female characters, reflecting the changing dynamics of society. Her roles during the pre-code Hollywood era were particularly significant, as they challenged the status quo and pushed the boundaries of cinematic storytelling. Her performance was widely praised, with the New York Times describing it as a fearless portrayal that captures the essence of a woman unbound by societal norms. Her willingness to take on such controversial roles set her apart from many of her contemporaries. Shearer wasn't afraid to tackle subjects that were considered taboo at the time. These films were groundbreaking in their depiction of women as independent and sexually autonomous beings. Her choice of roles was not without its critics. Some industry insiders and audiences were uncomfortable with the frankness of the themes she portrayed. However, she remained steadfast in her belief that cinema should reflect the complexities of real life. She once remarked, "The screen must reflect the truth of human experience, no matter how controversial." Her collaboration with MGM costume designer Adrian also contributed to her iconic status. Adrian's designs for Shearer were both glamorous and daring, enhancing her on-screen presence. The flowing gowns and sophisticated attire she wore became synonymous with her image as a liberated and modern woman. Adrian often remarked that Norma Shearer had an exceptional ability to carry off any look with grace and elegance, considering her a true fashion icon. Their partnership not only set fashion trends of the era, but also solidified Shearer's reputation as a style leader in Hollywood. The enactment of the Hays Code in 1934 brought significant changes to Hollywood. The code imposed strict guidelines on the portrayal of sex, crime, and other moral issues in films. This presented a challenge for Shearer, whose career had flourished in the more permissive pre-code era. However, she adapted to the new constraints without losing her appeal. In response to the Hays Code, she began to take on more literary and historical roles. Films like The Barretts of Wimpole Street, 1934, and Romeo and Juliet, 1936, allowed her to showcase her dramatic talents while adhering to the new standards. Her portrayal of Elizabeth Barrett Browning in The Barretts of Wimpole Street was particularly acclaimed. The film was a commercial success and solidified her reputation as a versatile actress. Triumphs amidst personal loss. Norma Shearer's career was marked by triumphs that often followed personal losses, showcasing her resilience and determination. In 1936, Shearer faced the challenge of navigating her career and personal life without his influential support. However, her return to the screen in 1938 was a significant triumph, both professionally and personally. She starred in several films that highlighted her versatility and commitment to her craft. One such film was Idiot's Delight, 1939, where she starred opposite Clark Gable. This film, based on the play by Robert E. Sherwood, was a departure from her previous roles and showcased her ability to tackle diverse characters. Shearer played Irene Fallara, a sophisticated and mysterious woman, which allowed her to explore a different facet of her acting skills. The film was well received and demonstrated her capability to carry a film without relying on her late husband's influence. Shearer's personal life continued to be a source of interest and speculation. One notable relationship was with actor George Raft, which attracted significant media attention. Despite the rumors and public scrutiny, she maintained her dignity and professionalism, focusing on her work and personal happiness. In addition to her romantic relationships, Shearer also faced challenges within her family. Her sister, Athol Shearer, also pursued a career in Hollywood but did not achieve the same level of success as Norma. The sibling rivalry and differing career paths sometimes strained their relationship, but Norma continued to support her sister's ambitions, the highs and lows. After her triumphant return to the screen, Norma Shearer continued to navigate the complex landscape of Hollywood with resilience and determination. One of her notable films following Marie Antoinette was The Women, 1939, directed by George Cukor. This film featured an all-female cast including Joan Crawford and Rosalind Russell, and was a critical and commercial success. Her performance as Mary Haynes, a woman dealing with her husband's infidelity, showcased her ability to handle both dramatic and comedic elements. The film was praised for its sharp dialogue and strong performances, further solidifying Shearer's status as a versatile actress. However, the success of The Women also highlighted the competitive nature of Hollywood. The rivalry between Shearer and Joan Crawford was well documented, with both actresses vying for top roles at MGM. Despite the competitive atmosphere, Shearer maintained a professional demeanor and continued to focus on her craft. She once said, "I never worry about the competition. I just do the best I can." In 1940, Shearer starred in Escape, directed by Mervyn LeRoy. In this film, she played the role of a widow who helps an American free his mother from a Nazi concentration camp. The role was a significant departure from her previous work, showcasing her ability to tackle more serious and dramatic subject matter. Although the film did not achieve the same level of success as some of her earlier works, Shearer's performance was well received, and it demonstrated her versatility as an actress. Shearer's declining box office appeal was partly due to the changing nature of the film industry. The studio system, which had been a pillar of Hollywood, was beginning to wane. New stars were emerging, and the types of films being produced were evolving. Despite these changes, Shearer remained committed to her craft, consistently delivering performances that highlighted her talent and professionalism. Throughout her career, she faced personal challenges that often mirrored her professional ones. Her relationship with Joan Crawford, characterized by both camaraderie and rivalry, was a constant presence in her life. Crawford once remarked, "Norma was always the lady, always the professional, but we both knew the score." This rivalry, though competitive, pushed both actresses to excel in their respective careers. During World War II, Shearer became involved in various philanthropic efforts. She supported the war effort through fundraising and by entertaining troops, demonstrating her dedication to her country and willingness to use her fame for a greater cause. Her contributions to the war effort earned her respect and admiration from both her peers and the public. Norma Shearer passed away on June 12, 1983, leaving behind a story of groundbreaking performances and a trailblazing spirit. It remains an integral part of Hollywood's history, symbolizing the resilience and adaptability required to succeed in an ever-changing industry.